This is Hebrews 6, verses 9 through 20. Having said that, beloved, we are fully convinced that there are more beautiful and excellent things which flow from your salvation. For God, the faithful one, is not unfair. How can he forget the work you have done for him? He remembers the love you demonstrate as you continually serve his beloved ones for the glory of his name. But we long to see you passionately advance until the end, and you find your hope fulfilled. So don't allow your hearts to grow dull, or lose your enthusiasm, but follow the example of those who fully received what God has promised because of their strong faith and patient endurance. Now when God made a promise to Abraham, since there was no one greater than himself, he swore an oath on his own integrity to keep the promise as sure as God exists. So he said, "Have no doubt, I promise to bless you over and over, and give you a son and multiply you without measure." So Abraham waited patiently in faith and succeeded in seeing the promise fulfilled. It is very common for people to swear an oath by something greater than themselves, for the oath will confirm their statements and end all dispute. So in the same way, God wanted to end all doubt and confirm it even more forcefully to those who would inherit his promises. His purpose was unchangeable, so God added his vow to the promise. So it is impossible for God to lie, for we know that his promise and his vow will never change. And now we have run into his heart to hide ourselves in his faithfulness. This is where we find his strength and comfort, for he empowers us to seize what has already been established ahead of time, an unshakable hope. We have this certain hope like a strong, unbreakable anchor, holding our souls to God himself. Our anchor of hope is fastened to the mercy seat, which sits in the heavenly realm beyond the sacred threshold, and where Jesus, our forerunner, has gone before us. He is now and forever our royal priest, like Melchizedek. I chose the Passion Translation because I love the words of verse 18. And now we have run into his heart to hide ourselves in his faithfulness. This is where we find his strength and comfort. What an incredible image, visual image of God. I picture God with his arms open wide, waiting to enfold us and embrace us. And in that moment, his faithfulness is poured out and it covers us from head to toe. And we are now embodied in his strength, and his comfort surrounds us. And any doubt in us is then cast aside. And I know that there have been times when I needed God to do this for me, and I am sure that there have been times in your life when you wanted God to do that for you. And God reminds us of his faithfulness daily. We need to be like Abraham, and we need to be patient and to wait for God to fulfill his promises. I am so thankful that God is a God of hope and that he can come into any situation.